We've seen home court be a valuable factor in this NBA playoffs. Just how much did it help your group tonight?
Big time. I said it during the year. I'll say it again during the playoffs. Our fan base is incredible. The energy in this building was absolutely spectacular. The way in which they came out, supported us from the beginning of the game. I think that's what energized our group to get back on track.
You said you would tell us the starting lineup, and there was a change to it. What went into that decision to move Wendell back into the first five, and how did he help alleviate the offense?
I thought he did a great job out there. You know, a lot of his stuff doesn't show up in the stat sheet, but I think he did a great job battling on the boards, keeping Jared off the glass a little bit, being physical in his hits. I think he did a fantastic job. You know, and a lot of those things don't always show up in the stat sheets, but that's who he is.
Why did you make the lineup change?
You got to try something new. You dropped two. Got to change it up.
What were your thoughts on what Paolo did best tonight, and at what point did you feel like he was going to have it rolling?
I think you felt it from the beginning of the game, honestly. The moment he stepped into his first shot, it didn't go in. There was no hesitation to his next one. And I think that's the sign of a young man who's continuing to get better, continuing to grow into who he is becoming, that he does not let a make or a miss rattle what he's doing. And then you saw, the result down the stretch. He was fantastic.
Back here. We've talked a lot over the past week about you guys are liking the shots that you're taking. They're just not falling in, and the home crowd did help. But was there anything else different that you saw your guys do tonight that helped those shots actually start to begin to fall?
Well, I think we got some easy ones. And what we've talked about is being able to get out early because we finished the possessions to get out and run and get easy baskets in transition. And I think when you see a couple layups go in, you see a few shots go in, it builds a little bit more and the momentum changes a little bit. We saw that with them in Cleveland, and then, the story was a little different here for us, being able to watch the ball go through the hoop.
After commit, I think Paolo had like 15 turnovers in games 1 and 2. He didn't have any tonight. I mean, just how important is that for him to take care of the ball as he did?
The possession battle. I think that's very key in this game. Whether that's finishing possessions out with the rebound, taking care of the basketball, getting a shot up each possession down, offensive rebounds, all those little things that we're going to have to continue to do. And, getting this game is great, but obviously you have to go back and look in the film and understand, there's going to be adjustments made. And so we've got to make sure we've got the right mindset walking into the next game.
You've talked about it all year that Paolo is a winner. To see him step up and have this kind of game and this kind of moment, what does that say about him as a player and really as a leader for this team?
He's a winner, like you just said, and that's who he is. Challenged him today to go after some more rebounds, and he did it. And, that's the thing about him. He's going to find whatever way necessary to help his team win, whether that's scoring, rebounding, defending, whatever that looks like. That's the young man he is.
You mentioned the job that Wendell did limiting Allen on the glass, and then as a team, you almost out-rebounded them by 20. Just what did you make of the effort of your guys on both ends of the floor on crashing the glass?
By committee. I think, you have to have the guards get in there as well because it's not just one man that's doing it. Wendell did a great job of blocking out, but we had other guys flying in there to make sure that we secured the rebound, which allowed us the ability to get out and run.
Coach, normally Paolo plays the entire 12 minutes in the first. Tonight you went with Franz for all 12 minutes, taking Paolo out a little bit early. Was that a decision that you made in-game, or was that sort of decided beforehand to kind of change things up, or was it just kind of the flow of the game?
I think there's constant adjustments being made, and every game is different. Every game is going to look different. So however that looks for next game may change up. But, again, the guys had a great rhythm, a great flow going. The ball was moving. They were sharing it. We were playing with a high level of energy and defensive effort.
Well, we talked about the shots falling, but all the other things as well with the lack of turnovers, with defending well. How satisfying is it for you to see all the puzzle pieces kind of come together in this Game 3?
It's very good for us tonight, knowing what we're capable of doing. I think being able to win the possession battles, I think those are big keys for us.
Jamahl, it's been 13 years since the Magic last won a playoff game in this building. Just how satisfactory is it? How redeeming is it to be able to give this fan base, this community, a win finally here in Orlando?
you can't. I don't think you can put words on it. You know, I think they've done such a great job of continuously supporting this group, this organization, this franchise, and this is a group that enjoys all of that support. And for us to get that win, this win, is great. To be able to help them celebrate this moment. Knowing we got to come out and do it again.
Coach, we know defense is very important to win championships, and you guys been top 3 all year round. But can you take us through what happened today? It seems like you guys give a clinic. Donovan and Garland only 18 points. And do you think that's going to be the key moving forward to pass to this round?
We've got to defend. That's been our calling card all year, to trust our defense, to allow it to build into our offense. And again, the way in which we'll change it up depending on what happens next game. We can't just rest, and we got to come back out and look at the adjustments that we'll need to make, because there's going to be some there. But we've got to play with that level of energy, that level of intensity, that focus, attention to the game plan, and doing it the right way by committee.
Jamahl, what degree of toughness and tenacity and pride did you see from your young group tonight?
There was just a level of confidence that they all possessed, knowing what was at stake, knowing what they needed to do and how we needed to play tonight. I thought they showed a level of poise, resilience, no matter what was happening. And you saw it from the beginning of the game where shots were not falling. And it could have been the same story. But there's a confidence within this group and how we do it by committee that they're going to keep encouraging each other. They're going to keep stepping into their shots, and they're going to keep defending no matter the circumstances.
Coach, obviously the first 2 games brought on a lot of frustrations for a number of reasons, but to come out here and to win in the way that you did, 38 points instead of a close game, what does that impact have for this team, and how do you carry that going into Saturday?
I think the first 2 games were learning lessons, understanding how we need to play and what we need to do, not allowing the shot falling, making or missing to impact the way in which we play. And that's what we saw tonight, being able to defend at the high level, but still being able to step into our shots with confidence and attacking, early and often.
You're a head coach. This is a fantastic game. Blowout, definitely, but you are a head coach. Anything that you have seen tonight that you thought you guys should have improved on?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I mean, there's always going to be something. It's going to go back and look at the film and see where we could have made one more pass, where there's a rotation there, they dumped it off to the big and we didn't come across the lane. I mean, those are things that we'll have to continue to look at, go back and check the film out. But there's a lot of things that we can continue to improve on, that, again, it's make, miss. They happen to miss some shots as well. And how much we impacted those, the film will tell that. But we got to make sure we keep improving and be ready for whatever adjustments need to be made for next game.
Jamahl, you talked about the poise and the confidence never wavering. For a young team, where does that come from that they're able to do what they just did?
It's a by committee. I think they just all feel a confidence level of what they know they're capable of doing. And I think that's where it comes from. The lead, when Paulo has a great demeanor about him, Franz has a great demeanor about him, our veterans and Gary and Joe, they do a great job of, having a great resolve throughout the game. But I think they've learned throughout the year never to get too high, never get too low, no matter what's happening within the game. And that's just continued growth through these experiences and all these games that we've been playing in. Thank you, guys.